Okay. If I look tired, it's because I am. Cool. So Philip Chase, a buddy of mine, tagged me for the DNF tag. So that's what I'm gonna do here. So I've had a good amount of tags recently. I know there is one that Alan tagged me in a bajillion years ago that I will eventually try to do. It's tough, as I said before, to get my wife and I together to do a video with the kids, even when it's their bedtime, because at that point in the day, we're usually dead. So let's get back to the DNF tag, shall we? All right, so question one. Question one. I know English real good. Do you DNF? So there is one. No, okay, so there's two books that I DNF this year. The first one was Elantris. I got about 75% into it, and I was so goddamn bored that I couldn't finish it. That is the one and only Brandon Sanderson novel I have not finished. I don't care to. It was so boring. I did not like it. Even Secret History, that I hate, I pushed all the way through. The other one was not Ender's Game, but it was Ender's Shadow, which I decided to try on a whim. It was like $1 on Kindle. So I bought it and I read, I think, 4 pages. And then I was like, nope, and just deleted it. If you read Ender's Shadow and you like it, cool. That part of the book already, we're talking about 4-year-olds murdering people, and there's child prostitutes, and I was just like, yep, this isn't for me. All right, so if you DNF a book, does it count toward your books read for the month? I mean, who cares? If you're tracking Goodreads stats, no, I guess, but I would say it depends on when you DNF it. Like, I would say that I read Elantris. I stopped at the last, I don't know, however many pages, whatever 25% of Elantris is. I would say that I read it. If you don't want to give me credit for it, that's fine. But I would probably do like a caveat where I'd be like, I read 5 books and most of Elantris. That's how I would put it. All right, question 3. Is there a difference between DNFing and putting it down for a bit? I think so, because did not finish. You're saying like, this book is done. I am not going to read it again. I don't want to read it. It's down. I mean, putting it down for a bit is totally different. I thought about doing that several times on my first read-through of Red Rising. Some of Era 2 Mistborn, I nearly put down and just walked away from it. So like I would put it down for like a day, read something else, and then come back to it. So they're definitely different, because putting it down for a bit means you have the intention of going back and finishing it. I consider a DNF to be like final. That's done. I'm not reading it. What popular book have I DNF'd? Again, I've only DNF'd 2 books, so Elantris. What book do I wish I had DNF'd? Ooh, that's a spicy question. I'm just going to go ahead and say Secret History by Brandon Sanderson, simply because I absolutely hate what that book does to, not even the Cosmere, but at that point, just the Mistborn trilogy of Era 1. I'm not going to get into any spoilers as to why, but if you read the book, you know what it's about and what it does to that story. And it was just, it's kind of like pulling back the curtain a little bit too much, or like showing you things that you didn't necessarily need to know. I thought Era 1 was beautiful and it ended well, and I didn't need all the background stuff that was apparently happening at the time. It wasn't for me. Let's see. Question 6 here is, do you ever reattempt to read a DNF? Has this ever been successful? So I haven't tried yet. I've never felt the urge to go back and read Elantris, and I certainly don't care about Ender's Shadow. I think the only other thing that I would have technically DNF'd was like 10 or more years ago, when I got like halfway through Brisingr, which is book 3 of Aragon, the Inheritance cycle. And for whatever reason, just stopped reading it. And I don't really remember why, because I loved Aragon and Eldest. And I remember liking Brisingr, and I just stopped at some point. So I guess if I were to reattempt a DNF, it would be finishing the Aragon series, because I might do that at some point. What do I do with books that I DNF? Burn them. Do you choose more or less risky titles because of my stance on DNF? Not really. If I think I'm going to be interested in the book, I read it. I'm not looking for things to read that I'm going to hate and put down, because that seems like a waste of my time, and I'm not here to read books just to hate on them. I like reading things that I enjoy, and I don't like wasting my time. So if I think there's a very likely chance that I'm not going to enjoy the book, I probably won't read it. I guess also to that last question, DNFing is not a bad thing at all. Like, if you're not feeling a book, whether it's the most popular thing on the planet or not, just don't read it. Like, just stop. I see 0 point in forcing yourself to read something for any reason, really. If you think Stormlight's the most popular thing on the planet and you have to like it and you have to read it, like, you don't. If you don't enjoy it, just put it down. Like, if you want to hate read it, go for it. That's your prerogative, but just don't feel like you have to read something. And then the final thing is tag 5 BookTube buddies, or however many people I want. So some of my friends have already done this tag. Some have already been tagged. Some people that I don't believe have done this or have been tagged yet. Let me just double check. Okay, I think we're good. Chase's book thoughts, number 1. Number 2, fantasy talk. Number 3, Bookborn. Number 4, Jake Bishop. And finally, number 5, the dynamic duo of Q and TG. So all 5 of you are tagged. Well, 6, because Q and TG are not one person. Thank you again to Philip for tagging me. Book tags are always fun. Good way to get to know each other. The best thing about these tags is getting other content creators involved in this collaborative world that we live in on BookTube. Just kind of getting the entire community a chance to share their opinions on it. Obviously, you don't have to be tagged to do this. Do it if you want to. Tag whoever you want. But those are the 5 that I'm tagging. So that's going to do it for this quick video. Like and subscribe, as always, if you do enjoy the content, and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you know when I upload. It's usually around 8:15 a.m. Eastern on typically Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Sometimes my schedule gets a little wonky, like today. This is Saturday that this is coming out. Oops. Join the Patreon if you do want to support the channel as well. Of course, that's always optional, but always appreciated. I would love to have you in Discord, or at least drop in a comment down below just to continue the conversation, because that's the most important part about this, is just talking to you all about books and the things that we love to talk about. So until next time, everybody, keep reading.